Priti Patel's Rwanda policy. Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, yesterday wrote an article saying that it was ungodly. I'm afraid I entirely agree with the Archbishop of Canterbury. However, today, in response, Priti Patel has written an article in the Times, and the Times has itself commented on its own article and said that Patel is challenging Justin Welby to come up with his own solution. Now, this is a misunderstanding in general. It's a general principle, a general misunderstanding of Priti Patel and actually of so many people who comment on social media. It's this idea. Well, if you don't like it, you do better. This is parroting Patel. It's actually the job of the opposition, whether that opposition is in the media or whether that opposition is rightly on the crossbenches in Parliament, on the benches across from the government in Parliament. It doesn't matter where it is. The job of opposition is to hold power to account, not primarily to provide an alternative option, though, that may be a positive. But power is not a lottery. And that job of being the opposition, and if the official opposition isn't doing that job, then the media has to step in. And if the media is not doing that job robustly, then maybe things like social media and individuals have to step in and they have to question power. And this is a way in which power is buttressed. It's actually positive for power. And to respond like a playground bully and sort of cock-a-snook and sort of, yay, can you do any better? This is unwholesome, it's pathetic. Now, in the article, she starts off by saying that the people smugglers, that this traffic is deadly. Of course it's deadly. It's deadly and it's wrong. Actually, I know something about it. And indeed my partner had experience of people traffickers 20 odd years ago, and I looked into it 20 odd years ago. So I feel I can talk with some authority about this. She says the global system is broken. The global system has been broken for years. The people trafficking problem is not a new problem, and the point about being caught up by with the people traffickers is that the victims, the refugees, the asylum seekers, the migrants, whatever we want to call them, do not know that these people are people traffickers. People traffickers do not come with a brand tattooed on their foreheads. These are people offering help because help is very hard to come by. There are language barriers. There are bureaucratic barriers, and what Priti Patel has done is to increase these barriers, not to decrease them. She says that the humanitarian institutions are exploited by people smugglers, and she's quite right. They're also exploited by nation states, by pariah nation states, who have weaponized refugees. We know exactly who they are. I can think, for example, of one state that's now working with Russia, and also actually it'd be very interesting to find out when the first time the term economic migrant was used. I haven't actually looked that up, but I might do so because it's a new term, and because in the past we perhaps didn't make that distinction. But simply because somebody is an economic migrant doesn't automatically make them illegal. This concept that there is such a thing as an illegal migrant, this is a new concept. This is quite a dangerous concept. How judged illegal? And to send people to Rwanda, presumably they're going to have to be judged twice. First, they're going to have to be judged that their case is insubstantial enough, or that they've made the wrong sort of crossing which justifies their being sent to Rwanda, and they're the right gender and they're the right age. And secondly, they're going to have to be processed in Rwanda as well, to be judged twice for the same issue. I don't know whether that's appropriate. Now, the other thing is, she says that those people who have money can afford to pay the people smugglers. They can get to the front of this fictitious queue that she's got. She's misunderstanding. She's thinking it's like a playground, like a school assembly. It's not. If you are in need of refuge, if you are a refugee, you need help. It's as simple as that. And you cannot afford often to wait in line. You simply have to get out of the bad situation, and maybe you have to get your family out of that bad situation. It may be life-threatening. You cannot wait in line. And she calls the Rwanda option groundbreaking. It's not. It's already been tried and it's been found wanting, particularly by Israel. So her Rwanda project, her Rwanda policy may slightly disrupt the people smuggling business. It may challenge the people smuggling business model, but it's not going to stop it. That's going to continue. And those institutions who criticise, or those institutions that criticise, fail to come up with their own plan. This is what Priti Patel says. This is at the heart of her message. She is absolutely wrong. It is not the job of Archbishop Justin Welby to come up with his own solution, or to come up with an alternative solution. Actually, there is already a solution. There is already a principle. It's called the 1951 Refugee Conventions, the UN Refugee Conventions. They're already there. What Priti Patel is doing is challenging this and saying we need something else. I'm inclined to agree with her, but it's not my job to come up with the alternative. There we are. Do check the newspaper article in the Times, and do check the policy that Priti Patel is putting forward. It is alarming, and I think in the end it's going to come back and bite us all on the backside.